Thank you for tuning in to the OCBOA training film series. My name is Steve Wanamaker, the instructional chairman for the 2020 season, and today's video is focused on the infield fly rule. The definition of an infield fly can be found in Rule 219. Today we will be examining each element of the rule, as well as the proper mechanics on the field. Please note that in the plays presented, there is always an element of judgment involved in determining the qualifications of an infield fly. Let's take a look at the first play. So we're going to have a high pop up in the infield. Third baseman's going to come over, track the ball. Looks like he's camped under it. Yet he's not able to make the catch, right? So at this point, it's really important to communicate to both teams that we still have an infield fly. So with your hand still pointed in the air, calling something similar to the batter's out, he's still out, will ensure that both teams know that the force is off. Now in this case, R1 gets caught off the base, ends up getting tagged out for the double play. At the major league level, I'm sure that there's an expectation that these runners are going to know exactly what to do, but at the high school level, certainly the more we communicate here, the better. All right, this next play I think is one of the most difficult plays to call as an infield fly. It's really not hit that high. It gives the umpires very little time to judge the play and make the proper call. In this case, infield fly was not called by the umpires. I do believe that infield fly really is the correct call here. So I'm going to go ahead and replay it again. And I'm going to go ahead and freeze it right here. So I think what you see is the second baseman make a decision that he can make a double play on this if he plays it on a hop. So what he does is he ends up stopping and waiting for the ball. And to me, that indicates that he could have made the catch with ordinary effort, which of course is one of the key elements of infield fly. He ends up taking it on the short hop here and getting an easy double play out of it. There was actually a pretty long argument by the coach on this play. But again, I think right here you just see him stop and wait. Smart play by the second baseman, but they end up getting this double play, which is exactly what the infield fly was meant to prevent. So very similar play right here. Not a very high pop-up. You see Simmons here kind of back away from the ball to take it on a short hop. I like the call here by the second base umpire, very emphatic out of his base path call. So really nice job there, of course. What I want to do is freeze it and show that right here, Simmons could have advanced on the ball and I think easily made a catch with ordinary effort, but yet he ends up backing away. So just pay attention to what he does right here as he backs away from the ball to take it on the short hop. Right there. Very smart play by Simmons. You can see the umpire call the force out at second base on R1, and then they end up getting, again, an easy double play, which is what the infield fly is meant to prevent. I do think infield fly should have been called here. So in thinking about the last couple of plays, the rule book actually does give us some guidance here, where it defines what a fly ball is and what a line drive is. So a fly ball is a batted ball which rises an appreciable height above the ground, which of course is going to be judgment by the umpire. A line drive, I think, is a lot more clear because it's a ball which travels parallel, or at least nearly so, with the ground through most of its flight. So I really think if you look at both plays, the ball is much closer to the definition of a fly ball than a line drive, which of course would qualify it for an infield fly as long as the fielder can catch the ball with ordinary effort. So I do think that using the high school rule book here really helps us look at the last two plays and judge those as infield flies. Of course, much more difficult to do on the field. You have an extremely short amount of time to make that judgment because the ball is not traveling all that high. So just a couple of plays to look out for when you are working your games, and hopefully something you can look back on and make the proper judgment.
Jeff Beliveau can take advantage. And he pops him up. Foul. No, it's going to be fair. Molina.
So I love this play. There's so much going on here. Very difficult play to officiate. infield fly is declared, you can hear him call infield fly a fair, and then the ball drops and bounces right towards the foul line and is gloved by the catcher right near the foul line, very close. I think what we'd like to see here by the umpire, of course, is pointing the ball fair before declaring the out. That's our order of business here: fair, foul, catch, no catch in that order, and then safe out. You know, this is a play I think that you really need to slow down your thought process, take in every element of the play as you see it, and then make sure that you're making the correct call. So a little different angle of the play here. Doesn't really help on the fair foul, of course. The next angle I think is one of the better angles, where you can see Greg Gibson here. He's pointing the infield fly. He's got his hand in the air. Again, no fair foul point. You want to see him point to the right to point it fair, but instead he's calling the out. And I think that just shows, you know, even as a major league umpire with the kind of experience they have, that, you know, they're not always getting it exactly right. So just slow things down on this play and make sure that you're judging that fair foul based on where it's gloved. All right, well, that wraps it up for the infield fly rule. Thanks for watching the OCBOA training film series, and keep your eyes out for more videos to come.